I'm going to show you how to create a SharePoint intranet in under 10 minutes. We're going to start off by looking at some different examples of SharePoint and how the different look and feel can be achieved using different web parts, such as having news, documents, and other things displayed on your intranet homepage. My name is Dougie Wood and I'm a Microsoft MVP. I've been working with SharePoint for the past 15 years, helping customers all over the world to deploy SharePoint intranets. So if you need professional help to deploy a SharePoint intranet, there's a link in the description below to contact me. So you can create all sorts of different types of SharePoint sites and have totally different look and feels for your intranet. So this is just one type of layout. This is a very similar kind of layout. We've got the secondary area on the right hand side, but you can see the web parts that we're using look different. Now, technically, the web parts that we're using on this page are basically the same as the first example, but they're just displayed in a slightly different way to get a totally different look and feel. Again, this layout a little bit more simplistic, but we're not using that kind of secondary area on the right hand side. We've just got everything centralized in the middle of the page. So what I'd recommend is before you kind of get started with your SharePoint site, have a little think about the types of content that you're going to have on the page and then start thinking about your design from there. We are going to look at a couple of templates that you can use just to get you off the ground. Now, to start off with, to create your SharePoint site, you should navigate to office.com and then under apps, you can then select on SharePoint. Now, this will take you to the navigational page of SharePoint, and you can see all the existing SharePoint sites which have already been created. Then by clicking on the Create Site button across the top left-hand corner, we're then asked what type of SharePoint site we would like to create. Now, there's two different types of SharePoint site we can create at this point. We've either got a team site, which is perfect for kind of collaboration, tracking and staying up to date with projects. And basically, it's more of a collaborational space than it is about an intranet. Now, if you're looking to build more of an intranet homepage, I'd recommend you use the communication site. This basically allows you to create a portal where you can share information such as news, events, things like that. And it's typically the homepage of your intranet. Now, when you click through here, there's a bunch of different templates that Microsoft offer to you completely for free, and they actually come with a nice sort of layouts. Now, they are themed, so you can notice that some of them got titles like Crisis Management or Human Resources or Learning Central, but don't let that slow you down. It does come with some pre-included content, but you can always remove this afterwards. I like to think of this as a starting point to pick a rough layout of what you would like it to look like. Now, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in and actually just create something basically from scratch, just to show you what else we can do on the page. So I'm just going to select on blank to create a new homepage from blank, and I'm going to use this template, and I'm going to call this just for now. I'm just going to call this intranet. Already exists, so I'm going to call this intranet 1. I'll come up with a better name for it later on. I do recommend that you do have a good name to refer to your intranet as, but just for now, I'm just going to call it this. It's then going to create me my site, and it might just take up to 60 seconds to create. But there we go. It's now created our site. As I say, it's completely blank. It's blank white space at this point. Now, I'm actually just going to edit the page and show you it's actually made up of what they call sections. Now, you can have loads of different types of sections on the page. And in fact, if I click on Add Section, you can see we can have what they call a flexible section, which is quite advanced. It means that you can drag and drop web parts in multiple areas. But if you're a complete beginner, I would suggest that you use some of these other options and add web parts into a confined space. So one column is just like what we see here. 2 columns allows us to have 2 different content areas. 3 columns, of course, is 3. 1/3 left just means that the column on the left is slightly smaller than the one on the right, and vice versa. We have 1/3 right, which basically means that the one on the left is slightly larger and the one on the right is slightly smaller. You've then got full width sections, and also you could add a vertical section. So if you wanted to, If you wanted that sort of secondary content area on the right hand side, like we saw earlier, you can select that as well. Now, I'm just going to remove some of these sections just whilst we're getting started. And I also want to show you on the right hand side, you can also choose to add in images directly from Microsoft's stock image library. And if you were particularly looking for something of a certain color or a certain theme, you can use this to search and narrow this down further. Microsoft also have given us the option of using these section templates recently. And actually, again, this is a fantastic place to get started. There's all sorts of different things in here. So let's say, for example, this looks like something that would be quite a good thing to have at the top. And you can see this is now using a flexible section, which means we can actually drag these different web parts, this is an image web part, into multiple locations. Now, as I say, we can add our own sections within here. So we could add in so 2-column section, and then we can add what they call web parts into the page. So web parts are basically how you add in things like text and images, but also you can add in documents or news using these web parts as well. And again, you can add as many of these as you like to start building out different sections, different layouts and functionality of the page. So actually, just to speed things along a little bit, I'm just going to add in a couple of different types of sections onto the page. So if this was a very communications heavy intranet, we might want to say, for example, have the sales report on the page. So rather than having a click through, it could be content we have directly on the page. Then further down, we might want to have maybe an update. Maybe this is an update from our CEO. So add in the text here saying this is an update from our CEO. Maybe we'll have some company values that we want to present. So, for example, here we've got belonging, integrity, learning, things like that. Again, these are all just text that we can choose to add a bit more text into, or these are just images that we can choose to replace as well if we wanted to. Again, adding in a bit more content here. So this might be a bit more about maybe the sort of story, the work environment, things like that we want to place onto here. Again, maybe there's some updates from different people that we want to display on the page, and so forth. So now we've built out a bit of a home page. We've got our sort of content on here. As I say, we might then want to think about maybe having some news sections. Now, news is really simple to add. So again, I'm just going to add a new section onto here, and I'm going to add a news web part like this, and I'm going to call this company news. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the layout of this. Now, there's loads of different types of layouts for news, and it really depends on how many news items you're planning on publishing. Depends on the kind of layout that you go with. But I quite like this top story, as it means that we can display a very large image and then 3 news items next to it. Now, you can create news items really easy by clicking the add, but just to save time, I'm actually just going to pull in some news items from other SharePoint sites I've previously created. So like this, and then we've got a bit of company news now starting to display on the page. So now all I would need to do is click on the republish button, click on republish, and this is now my page created. I might want to sort of brand it up a little bit, maybe add in a logo and some colors. And to do this, I can click on the cog across the top corner, click on change the look, and then go to theme. And these are some custom themes that I've previously created. So you can, if you like, select a custom theme if you wanted to have your own theme, or there's some out of the box themes which come with SharePoint as well. So you can choose to select whatever it is you think that best fits your kind of theme. So click on save, that will then change that for me. Then what I might do is I might upload a logo. Now, to change the logo, all I would need to do is go to site information, I need to go to change the look, click on header. And this way we can also choose if we wanted a slightly different, if we want a larger header, smaller header, standard. I think actually on a layout like this, probably quite a minimalistic header is probably going to be best. And then in design, we can choose different colors based on our color palette as well. Scrolling down, you can see we can change the font if there's different fonts we want to select. As well as that, we can also choose to add in a logo. So by clicking on change image, a pop-up box will allow me to select an image. That was just off screen, so I've just selected a little logo that I want to use as my logo on my intranet now. Click on add image, and there we go. We've now got our logo across the top. Just click on save to save those changes. Next up, we might want to add some documents to our intranet. So by clicking on the Documents tab across the top, this will take you to the default document library that has been created as part of your SharePoint site. It's really simple to create new documents. We can click on the New button here, and we can create Word, Excel, PowerPoint documents. So simply by clicking on, for example, Word document, it'll create me a brand new document. And this is maybe something I'll just type into here just so you can see. We can change the name. So maybe this is our risk assessment, for example. And then if I was to come back out of this and refresh the page, you'd then see my document would then appear. You can also upload documents. So you can upload files, you can upload folders to get a good feel of kind of getting these documents inside of your SharePoint site. Again, we can display them on the home page if we wanted to. So if I go back to our home page, again, just by editing the page and scrolling down, finding an area of the site. So maybe we wanted to put them underneath the news. We can then select a web part, which is called Document Library. We select our document library here, and then you can see it's pulling through those documents directly onto our SharePoint page. We don't have to have all of this on here as well, either if we don't want to. We can edit the properties and say remove the show command bar, and that just is a little bit more simplistic. So maybe unlikely risk assessments as a bad example. But if these were, say, policies, for example, we might choose just to sort of call these policies or whatever it is that you wanted to display on your homepage. I'm just going to remove these for now, actually, then click on republish. And then the final thing that you would likely need to do for your intranet is you would need to think about the SharePoint permissions. So you would need to share this site essentially with people inside of your organization. So you can either share to groups, which is obviously the preferred option. So you would have the equivalent of an Active Directory security group that had everyone in it, or you can individually tag people, type in people's name to add them in, or you can use, there's a default group in SharePoint called everyone except external users. So this basically is everybody in the organization you can choose to add in. Now there's multiple different types of access you can give. You can either have read access, which means you can just see the intranet, download things, ultimately just read things. You can edit, which means you can edit home pages and create content, or full control gives you all of that, plus the ability to share and sort of have a bit more of the administration functions inside of SharePoint as well. Now, as I say, this is just a quick whistle-stop tour. Typically for a production environment, there's obviously a lot more that kind of goes into this. We help our customers create exact designs which meet their branding needs. And we have a bunch of different types of examples like we saw at the beginning. And quite often what we would do is we would work with our customers to show them multiple different examples and allow them to choose different parts, different components, different web parts that they like about an intranet. And then we merge that all together to create a bespoke homepage for them that fits their exact requirements. So if you need help setting up a SharePoint intranet, and you need a consultant to support you with this journey, there's a link in the description below to contact me. You might also find the video on screen now useful to building out your SharePoint intranet. As a reminder, if you need professional services to deploy a SharePoint intranet, then you can always contact me using the link in the description below.